Why, greetings, YouTube. It's me, mrluisalonzo. On our last journey, well, we defeated the Key Cavern, and we decided to go on a side quest and, gather up them heart pieces and secret seashells, using the Pegasus boots that we just won. Today, we're going to take another detour. But before I do, of course, Marin's here, so you gotta listen to her sing. Just love her singing. Love it. Don't you love that singing? I certainly do. It does save like a minute from me speaking and stuff, and to tell you the truth, it does get a lot tiring speaking for 24 minutes straight to like an audience. Once again, this book reveals how to get to the color dungeon, the optional dungeon in the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. So, the reason why there was a long pause there was that I had to write it down because I wasn't going to memorize it. It would be really hard to memorize it. And I finished writing it down and I went about on my merry way. Today I'm going to be talking about a game that we all know and love. Some of us love to hate it. Another of us hate to love it. But it's an infamous game. It's a game, the franchise, everybody in America should know about it. It used to make World War II shooters, but now it's transformed into modern and Cold War shooters. If you didn't already get the hint, I will be talking about Modern Warfare 3. Today, as of this recording right here, what you're listening to, it was November 9th, so it was a day after the release of Modern Warfare 3, and I'm going to be talking about my opinions on first-person shooters, what I really think about them, and about the Call of Duty franchise in general. So, first-person shooters. What are my general opinions? Well, I like them. I don't consider it my favorite genre of video game, but it's rather fun to play. This is the place you have to be, the 5 gravestones, and you have to push them in a specific order. So, those ghosts are really annoying. They take forever to kill, but when you kill them, they give out fairies, so blessing in disguise. Literally. Ghosts holding fairies hostage in their bodies. See? That fairy. carry was refreshing. And they hold rupees. I think there's a total of 4 ghosts in this position right here. But if you follow the direction that the book gave you, then you should find the location of the secret color dungeon without a problem. First person shooters. I remember when I was young, and of course a lot of these things are gonna go back to my childhood, but my very first person shooter was a James Bond game. No, it was not GoldenEye 007. It was James Bond 007 Nightfire. And what I really liked about the game, firstly, it was a James Bond game, so I liked James Bond at that time. Ironically, I've never watched any of his movies. I tried to, but I didn't. I wasn't able to. But I like the games better than the movies. But what I liked most about James Bond 007 Nightfire was the multiplayer. What I really liked about the multiplayer was that you can play as bots. You can play it with bots, so you can have a total of like 6 to 8 bots playing against you at one time, and I really like that. I really liked playing against other bots and killing them with my family and stuff, and it was so much fun. I just remember spending countless hours fighting against bots, and the single player campaign was actually pretty good, but playing it like later in life, you realize that it was really too short and not well worth it, but it was still a fun experience. And afterwards, after I played Nightfire was pretty much my only first-person shooter for a really long time. My second first-person shooter was actually my first-person shooter wasn't It was Nightfire. What am I saying? My second first-person shooter was Call of Duty Finest Hour. And at that time, I thought that Call of Duty was the best first-person shooter franchise ever. Well, I don't actually play other first-person shooter franchises that much, but I liked how the game was designed. I liked the feeling of the game. I liked playing in World War II Russia, and it was so awesome. So, I mean, it stuck in our minds. Like Super Mario Land, though, it was a one-time game, so I only played it once, but it stood in my mind, and I liked it for a really long time. So that's what motivated my brother to purchasing. Before I get there, there's a hidden wall that you can bomb, and if you bomb it, oh my god, the treasure. Oh, the treasure. I feel like Lara Croft Tomb Raider now. Link. Tomb Raider. Literally. Because all you're doing is raiding a tomb. Now this mini boss is not as hard as you think he is. He's going to continue jumping. No matter what you do, you're always going to be falling down. I thought that if you used Rock's Feather and jumped at the same time he jumped, you can probably not get quaked. But you still get quaked. But he's a relatively simple battle. Just avoid the spikes, avoid his boulders and attack them. When you attack them, you'll get recoiled though, so make sure you're not recoiling towards spikes. And this mini boss battle should be a light work. Let's see, where was I? Call of Duty. So my second Call of Duty game was literally the second Call of Duty. It was Call of Duty Big Red 1. And that, in my opinion, is my favorite Call of Duty game. Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1. I'm making so much mistakes. Ironically, there's a glitch where if you're carrying a pot and you're walking through there, you're not going to be jumping, so you pretty much save time and you don't mess those up. And this puzzle is pretty simple. You gotta make them all blue. Not that hard. Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1 had a great storyline. You start off in North Africa and you work your way defeating the Germans, and I remember my favorite weapon in Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1 was the Car 98K, simply for the sound that it makes when you shoot it. It goes and then the reload sound would go. Yeah, I really like the Car 98K. So every time I would go on a level, if they had a Car 98K, automatically my second gun, no questions asked. So you're in North Africa, and then you travel to Sicily, Italy, and you're invading Italy next. And oh my god, the saddest part of the game, one of your team members gets shot while opening a door, and you have to just keep going, and god, that was so sad. But I wasn't able to cry. I mean, it wasn't like, you know, the epitome of sorrow or anything like that. But I did feel sorry for my teammate. It really did make me pretty sad. But we had to go on. I mean, that's one thing I really like about that Call of Duty franchise. If you lose somebody, you can't just sit back. You have to continue going, and you eventually have to not forget about them, but you have to just keep it up. Like, you can't let his sacrifice be in vain. And then you invaded Germany, and Germany was like one of my favorite like levels in the game. Let's see, what did I really like about Germany? I like the snow. Germany was pretty awesome because it was snowing, and it's also one of the more harder missions in the game. Like, there's this one mission you have to go through a graveyard, and that graveyard is like really like killer. Holy crap. This is more a difficult puzzle because it has 3 colors instead of 2. But like that level, everyone was shooting at you everywhere. Like, there was no way that you would survive without being lucky. I mean, like, there was so much gunfire. so much machine guns, so much German infantry that I died a lot of times playing that level, but it was one of my more favorite levels. This guy, remember what the second skeleton said? You need the magic powder. You need the magic powder. If you don't have magic powder, you have to leave, come back with magic powder, and that's the only way you can fight this boss. Only way. Your sword will do nothing against this boss. And then that was it. Big Red 1 is finished. Beat the game. But there was nothing to do afterwards. There was no multiplayer, nothing to keep us interested, so it just died. And then we didn't play first-person shooters for a long time afterwards. That's when I started getting my idea that first-person shooters were like bad, and like they had a negative influence, like what I thought about hip-hop and texting and all that jazz. And that stood for a while now. That idea stood for a long time, a longer time than you could think. I still loved James Bond and Call of Duty Big Red 1, and I often play Call of Duty Big Red 1 sometimes, but now I just don't have the time or the GameCube to play it, so. And then Black Ops came to my life. Before I get to Black Ops, this is the boss. In order to beat the boss, you need to transform his blue orb into red, and he recovers his orb, so that gets annoying after a while. So you gotta keep attacking, keep attacking him. And I was really lucky in this match. I mean, I wasn't gonna die, but he put me in this corner right here. You see? That corner. And then I just started tapping, and that was it. That was it for him. But you need to attack him until he's red. No questions asked. Then once you beat him, you can go to the Great Fairy. And she'll give you 2 tunics. A red tunic for power and a blue tunic for defense. Now, you'll see what tunic I choose, and I'll explain the reason why later. But right now, Black Ops. The reason why I liked Black Ops so much was because of zombies. No questions asked. Zombies was the funnest aspect of Black Ops ever. I didn't, the single player was alright. I was getting used to multiplayer, but zombies was the epitome of Black Ops, and I think a lot of people agree with me. I chose the blue tunic because, of course, I have a goal. My goal is to beat the game without dying. So if I have a larger defense, then of course I'm gonna be able to beat the game without dying as much as it's gonna be a larger probability that I'll beat the game without dying. So here I am, blue tunic. Now I just wanted to demonstrate how some enemies, you see that? Some enemies won't even do any damage to me because of the blue tunic. So, but I mean, if you keep getting attacked by an enemy, they'll eventually do damage. But the blue tunic is awesome. So, my last Link's Awakening gameplay, I had the red tunic, but of course I didn't get the secret ending because I died a lot of times. Crazy Tracy, you already know her. She gives you a potion that will save your life, literally. And that's about Black Ops. It's about Black Ops. I loved zombies. I liked just surviving, and Black Ops is what got me back into first-person shooting. Of course, I'm not like interested in popular first-person shooters like what's this called? Modern Warfare 2 and now Modern Warfare 3. But I think maybe given time, I'll get used to it. I'll be like everybody else and like Black Ops for what it is. I mean, like Modern Warfare 3 for what it is. But so far, Modern Warfare seems to be pretty good in terms of multiplayer. And I heard that it had a 12+ hour storyline, so that's gonna be extremely interesting. If you go back to the room where if you go back to the room where all the rupees is at and leave the dungeon and keep doing that, then you'll get the rupees respawning all the time. So you can go over here for 999 rupees all the time if you want to, which is pretty unique, pretty good, especially if you don't want to waste time trying to get 999 rupees. Now, the beauty of this dungeon is that if you're tired of the blue tunic or the red tunic, all you have to do is go back to the fairy and she will change your color if you want to. You're never going to get green again, so once you get the color dungeon, that's it. Of course, I want to stay with blue because I don't want to die. I don't want to die, so there. But you can get red if you want. No questions asked. They're both good. They're both good. Now I'm gonna go back and rupee hone until I get 999. Or I just lost the word. But I'll continue talking about Modern Warfare. It's a great game. Black Ops, pretty cool. Zombies, love it. I just love the idea of massacring hundreds of thousands of zombies. Such a great idea. And I mean, maybe if I get a hand on a copy of Modern Warfare 3, I'll play it a little bit just for the multiplayer aspect, because I want to be reminded of my childhood as a lover of James Bond, and their multiplayer aspect, you know, playing with bots, playing with lots of bots, so it can never get boring. So maybe one day I'll change my views about Modern Warfare and like first-person shooters. But right now, first-person shooters is an okay genre for me. I love Nintendo. I'm a Nintendo fanboy, so I'm more interested in like Zelda and Mario and Kirby and Donkey Kong. Well, not really Donkey Kong, but Zelda, Mario, Kirby, and Pokemon primarily. Now, it's about to get to the end of the round, and I finished talking about first-person shooting, and I just got 999 rupees. Of course, what you're expecting me to do is buy arrows off the dot, but right now I'm not gonna be buying arrows. I'm gonna be moonwalking, doing the moonwalk. Yeah, Link, let's do the moonwalk. I just love the small, little glitches that they fixed up in Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages. Yeah, moonwalk. Moonwalk. Now I will be failing to press all the buttons together again so that I can actually Save and exit. So long for now.